Aloha there. It's good. Definitely good to be back, but I'm going to take it the way I am. The way we're going right now is back where we sort of left off. I figure I just go back to a beginning of a was it paragraph topic, whatever this is categorized. I think from what I remember, it is like subtopics due to them being part of a chart list. It's actually not set here, but you will usually see it in the Wikipedia article. You could uh, use it as a hyperlink, table of contents, and just instantly click wherever you left off and just reread the section. So, so antiquity of Babylonian and Persia, calendar, Zoroastrianism, information. Okay, so there's also classical Greece, Hellenistic area, China. So I guess I could just go with prehistoric and ancient Near East antiquity. Yeah, I'll just start just right here, but I'll skim through some of this. Babylonia and Persia, although the earliest evidence of Iranian calendrical, I know it's calendar or calendar traditions, but calendrical traditions is the second millennium BC, predating the appearance of the Iranian prophet Zoroaster. The first fully preserved calendar is that the was it Achaemenids. Okay. The recorded history, yeah, idea and importance of having a calendar. It's a solar calendar. Solar over lunar and lunar solar approaches the sun always have a symbol in Iranian culture and is closely related to the folklore regarding Cyrus the Great. Along with the Old Persian calendar, the Old Persian inscriptions and tablets indicate that early Iranians used a 360-day calendar based on the solar observation directly and modified for their beliefs. Days were not named. The months have two or three divisions depending on the phase of the moon. 12 months of 30 days were named for festivals and activities of the pastoral year. A 13th month was added every 6 years to keep the calendar synchronized with the seasons. Zoroastrian calendar. The first calendars based on the Zoroastrian and cosmology appeared in the late Achaemenid period, 650 to 330 BCE. They evolved over the centuries, but month name changes little until now. Alrighty. Now, yeah, it talks about the history of all this. Oh, 13 days were named after fire, water, moon, and the sun. Terry and Gavash Oren, the soul of the animals, Mithra, Sodarashna, what was it? Sorish, Yats, prayer, Rashnu, the judge, Rashvin, Varamhim, Yatsata, victory, Ramesh, meaning peace, and Vata, the divinity of the moon. Three were dedicated to the female divinities, yeah, divinity. Yatsa, religion and personified consciousness, Yashi, Yatse of fortune, and Ashtat, justice. The remaining four were dedicated to Ashman, lord of sky or heaven, Zam, earth, Wanth, Spenter, and a lot more. Damn. Okay, so eight. Okay, that certainly follows so many different gods. Zoroastrian religion. I'm surprised they have so many. I always thought it was just a few. Just like in Greece, granted they had a bunch, but Zeus, Poseidon. So yeah, that is what to go through. That's why I'm going to skim through this. Modifications by Thranthrans, Ashta first, Horvench first, and Yazga the third. Okay. Difference slightly for the Middle Persian names used by the Zoroastrians. For example, modern Persian month day was called the Creator. with the involved correction to the houses of Kalanabar. Okay. Other countries, such as the Armenians and Cormatians, did not accept the change. I figured I'll just, what is it, try to summarize at least briefly because I'm having a hard time understanding it. But it seems like when it comes to, yeah, the old Persian, they follow a solar calendar in order to worship people. Along with a few things that are somewhat different from the Zoroastrian, from what I understand, but just because they take great consideration with the amount of deities they present. Now you have the formation of the current Persian calendar in the 11th century, and the founder of the Zulk. Okay. Main son, grandson, ruler of the city from 1073. Okay. Other Lethean astronomers were brought in the observatory in Ashburn for 18 years. Okay. Went to compiling astronomy tables, and he contributed to calendar form in, was it 79? As a kind of measured the length of the year as, what is it, 365.24219858156 days. Two comments on this result. Firstly, it shows an incredible confidence to attempt to give the result to this degree of accuracy. Secondly, it's outstanding accurate. For comparison, the length of the year at the end of the 19th century was, this number, while today it is this old days numbers. So, yeah, they pretty much had to modify everything, and it seems like when it comes to a good was it? A good amount of time when it comes to Islam being part of Persian culture and society. They changed up the calendar in order to represent that religion and all its customs. To make it easier just to follow it. And to make sure you pray correctly to Allah. Or that's just what I remember when it came to Islam, the Islamic calendar, and how it is solar approach versus was it lunar or lunar solar approach. But anywho, classical Greece. The Greeks, as early as the time of Homer, appear to have been familiar with the division of the year into the 12 lunar months, but no intercalary month, embolimus, or day is then mentioned. Alright. Divide its periods according to the increase and decrease of the moon. Thus, the first day or new moon was called Nomenia, which doesn't have its own wiki, but what? Maybe I said but just because I figured that there might be something odd here, but no. There is the main article, Ancient Greek Calendars. But I figured when it came to everything in this page is put together, just like it not having a table of contents, then maybe my but means that there might be something up with this. Surely could have been easily a wiki page, but it isn't. And not because it is not linked. No. If it's not linked, it will still appear red because it will be under the Wikipedia site. It just wasn't named at all. The month in which the year began, as well as the names of the months, differed among the states, and in some, even no names existed for the months, as they distinguish only numerically as the first, second, third, fourth month, etc. Okay. Ancient Athenian calendar was lunar solar calendar with 354 days, years. 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17, 19 of the 19 years Montonic cycle. Alrighty. Along with this, their intercalary month usually came as after Poseidon was called Second Poseidon. Okay. In addition to the regular festival calendars, the Athenians maintained a second political calendar. Even more confusing, documents dated by Peter are frequently very difficult to assign the particular equivalent to the Julian calendar. Alrighty. The Babylonian era of Nabonassar beginning on 26 February 747 BC was used by the Greeks of Alexandria. It was also it was later known in the Middle Ages from the works of Ptolemy. If I'm butchering it, my bad. Alright, make sure that everything is all good. Okay. Now you got to the Hellenistic period. Okay. The Greeks' calendars were greatly diversified by the Hellenistic period, which with separate traditions in every Greek state. Of primary importance by reconstruction of the regional Greek calendars. The Macedonian era of the Seleucids? How do you pronounce this? Seleucids, which began with the conquest of Babylon by Seleucus first Nicator in 312 BC. It became widely used in the Levant. The Jews knew it as the era of contracts and used it in Europe until the 15th century. So, okay, so they actually did use part of it. But it seems like when it comes to Jewish people who were living around that region in that time, references to the year of the consulship was used in both conservation and official records. Romans from the same family often had the same pronomen, which sometimes makes it difficult to distinguish them and our two consuls as any one time, each of whom might sometimes hold the appointment more than once. The Romans had an 8-day week with the market day falling every 8 days. It's called a nundum, or 9-day in inclusion counting. Most of the regional Hindu calendars are inherited by a system standardized in classical Hindu astronomy as adopted via Indo-Greek transmission in the final centuries BC, informed by Gupta-era astronomers such as Akran and Frahamari. Okay, along with China before the Spring Algonquin period. Nah, just use something. Let me actually check. Okay, that's strange. What to do? Yeah, currently I am experiencing some personal issues and double it with other ones that I'm handling right now. I mean, I'm wondering what tech thing actually got disconnected, so let's see. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Alright. This on this page. Is this a sign? Could be. Well, let me actually finish this part at least. So you have the Roman Empire, you have the Middle Ages. Yeah, I'll just go through this entire page, see what comes up. China, before the spring and autumn period, before, was it 770 BC? The Chinese calendar, the, was it? The Chinese, the Chinese, the, the Chinese calendars were solar calendars. In the solar called five-phase calendar, the year consists of 10 months. Sorry about that. And a transition, which month being 36 days long, and the transitions 5 or 6 days during the Warring States period, 475 through 220 BC. The primitive lunar solar calendars were established under the Zhou dynasty, known as the six ancient calendars. The months of these calendars began on the day with the new moon, with 12 or 13 months lunications in a year. The intercalary months in place at the end of the year. In Qin, China, the Qin calendar was introduced. It follows the rules of Zhonshu calendar, but the month's order follows the Shi calendar. Vedic and pre-Vedic era ancient India. Timekeeping was important in Vedic rituals, and Jyotish was the Vedic era field of tracking and predicting the movements of astronomical bodies in order to keep time, in order to fix the day and time of these rituals, which were developed around the end of the second millennium BC, as mentioned in Sampatha Brahman. God damn, I actually am butchering names on purpose. This study was one of the 6 ancient Vindakas, or ancient science connecting the Vedas, descriptions of the Hinduism, which was quoted by 5th century BC scholar Vyasa. The ancient exact text of Jyotish is variously attributed to sage Lakad and sometimes in sage Shushi. The Yajurvedic version critics no particular sage was survived in the modern era, with commentary of Sakamana is more studied version. Okay, there's a lot more, so let me. The Doshti text, Brahman and Citron, probably composed in the 5th century AD, discusses how the use of movement of planets, suns, and moon to keep time and calendar. This text also lists trigonometry and mathematical formula to support its theories of orbits, predicted planetary positions, and calculate relative mean positions of celestial nodes and upsides. The text is notable for presenting very large integers such as 4.32 billion years as the lifetime of the current universe. No sweat about that. Water clock and sundials are mentioned in many ancient texts as the Ashmash. The Jistra texts present mathematical formula to predict the length of the day, time, sunrise, and moon cycles. The modern Hindu calendar, sometimes referred to as the Pancha, is a collective term for various lunar solar calendars traditionally used in Hinduism. Alright, yeah, I'll just talk some more about how this follows. Okay. The ancient Hindu calendar is similar to the conceptual design to the Jewish calendar, but different from the Gregorian calendar. Unlike the Gregorian calendar, which adds additional days to the lunar month to adjust for the mismatch between 12 lunar cycles, 354 lunar days, and nearly 365 solar days, the Hindu calendar maintains the integrity of the lunar month, which ensures an extra full month according to complex rules every few years to ensure the festivals and crop-related virtues? Vitals? Vitals fall in the appropriate season. The Hindu calendars have been in use in the Indian subcontinent since ancient times and remain in use by the Hindus in India and Nepal. Particular to said Hindu festivals dates, early Buddhist and Jain communities of India adopted the ancient Hindu calendar. Later, Vikrama calendar and then local Buddhist calendars. Buddhist and Jain festivals continue to be scheduled according to a lunar system in the lunar solar calendar. Now you got a good old Roman Empire. Oh, that that old Roman year had 304 days divided into 10 months, beginning with March. However, the ancient historian Livy gave credit to the second early Roman king Numa Pompilius for devising a calendar of 12 months. The extra months January and February has been invented supposedly by numerous populists as stopgaps. Julius Caesar realized the system became inoperable, so he effected drastic changes in the year of their consulship. Alright, you have the new year that follows this. What does on remain? Okay. Marcus attempts to introduce, yes, all that. Okay. Might as well finish up. In the Roman Empire, the AUC year could been used alongside the consular year so that the consulship of Quinctius Calenus and Publius Voluntivus could be determined as 707 AUC or 47 BC. The third consulship of Consul Julius with Marcus Aemilius Leptus as 708 AUC or 46 BC, and the fourth consulship of Gaius Julius Caesar as 45 BC. The 7-day week has a tradition reaching back to the ancient Near East, but the introduction of the planetary week, which remains in modern use, dates to the Roman Empire period. Yeah, see also names of the days of the week. Now it does show that when it comes to starting a bunch of stuff like the calendars, there's just so much things to just grasp. I mean, going down to Middle Ages, you still have all these and jazz. Well, as you can see, pretty much good. It seems like also, just skimming through all that just very quickly, I still have an idea that a lot of modern day calendars are pretty much, the history of modern day calendars is a few calendars that people start following officially, and some people follow calendars are usually the old variety just because of custom, religious, regional reasons. So that's a good history. So me checking on any issues, I figured that I might as well not ignore them and just it's almost time that I could have been done, but looks like I got to. Yeah, I got to just do these ski another time, and making sure that everything goes, or hope that everything goes smoothly next time or the next. But as long as I'm here, then I'm happy. Well, further ado, aloha and take care.